Hi, good morning. Welcome to APAD Outdoors. I feel like a bit of an idiot. I've gone and left me tripod in the car. I was going to film me setting up a one wind tarp for the very first time. I haven't had this tarp before, so I thought I'd give it a go. I've selected this little spot here. You see over the back on my shoulder. I'll just turn around. There's a little spot there which I've selected. Obviously someone's been here before. You can see a bit of chopped up wood, and also there's a little fire pit, so I'm going to utilise that later on. Just say you was building a basher or something. Just show you something over here. Probably a few moons ago, it looks to me that somebody a few years ago would have used that as their little basher space there. You can see that the ground's been dug out. You can see it's built up on one side, not only just naturally but by the stump and a few pieces of wood that's overgrown with the moss. I'm having a look now, seeing if there's any widowmakers, but I think it's a good little spot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to throw up my hammock between this tree here. Someone's already taken off those lower branches for me, and I'm going to swing across to these two here. I'm going to get set up, and then obviously next time I come out here I'll bring my tripod so I can film that for you. Let me get set up and we'll check back in a bit. Right, cheers, bye. Hi, welcome back. Welcome back to APAD Outdoors. I'm Darren and I'm wet. My hat's all skewy, my hair's wet, my hat's wet, my glasses keep fogging up. Yeah, it's a bit of a wet one today. Bit of a wet solo camp. It's lovely though. It really is lovely here. Really is peaceful. About 4 o'clock this afternoon we're due a big storm, so I've gone and set up my basher preparing for that. I'm prepared. I've got it as a storm set up at the minute. First time ever. This is my first time ever putting up a one wind tarp. It took me a little bit longer than anticipated, but I got there in the end. I suppose every time you put something up or every time you do something to your kit, it's going to get easier and easier. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Looks a bit like Clapham Junction over at London. A few different lines going off every different direction, but at least I'm prepared for 4 o'clock when the eye of a storm is meant to go over our heads. So let me just take you through a few things over here. Okay, looking at the daisy chain, and the daisy chain over here is at probably about a 30-35 degree angle. The best thing for that you want to be doing is making sure that aligns with your fingers there. Would help if I look at the camera. Would help if I weren't doing this bloody split screen thing either. So that is the angle that you ideally want to have your daisy chains, tree huggers, whatever you want to call them. Okay, so I'm pretty much there. Okay, I'm pretty much there. I do need to make a couple of adjustments. Okay, obviously my top isn't going directly over this carabiner here. You need to ensure that your tops are covering that carabiner. That carabiner being this carabiner here, being to my hitch line, being following that along, going down into my hammock. If you don't cover that hitch, if you don't cover that carabiner and that hitch line, all the water's going to do is trickle onto that rope, trickle down into your basher. You're going to get wet. So obviously where I've selected isn't the best of places, because I do have a little tiny bit poking out. I don't mind purely because I've put on this extra clip here. I've also tied a few strings along the line, so having that clip there will mean if any water was to drip on here, would meet that clip and obviously it'll fall down. At some point I'm going to change these clips here for these clips here, and then use these clips in place. So that's just a little thing that I've noticed. It's a good little tarp. I do like it. I like it a fucking lot. I do like it very much so. Excuse my French. The reason why I like it is because you've got so many different configurations that you can use. You've got so many different configurations and different ways to set it up. I've just been quiet for a minute to appreciate the sounds of the wind across the trees, the sounds of the rain coming down onto the top, and as the top washes all those little beaded watermarks away. Got a bit of sunshine coming through the trees, which is good, but I do believe that is tricking us. That sunshine is to trick us to think, oh yeah, it's going to brighten up. It's very good, isn't it? Very nice bit of top. One Wind have really thought about this. They really have had some brainy people come around the table and think, right, what can we do different about this top that other tops don't have? And the guys over at One Wind, right, I put so many different anchor points on it. As you can see there, I'm able to pull out the sides of my top, whereas my last top didn't have that. So it's a bit more claustrophobic inside. I'm going to go back over here, right? What I want to do is I want to show you something as well. Something that not many people will do. Okay? If I stand as level as I can, you're going to notice that the right hand side of that top is slightly higher than the left hand side of the top. Why have I done that? It's the way I sleep. Always have your legs higher. Always have your legs higher. Why? It stops you going down into the hammock. If you don't have your legs higher, you'll find yourself curled up in a ball at the bottom of your hammock. I found it 2 or 3 times now. Bear in mind, I've only been camping a few times. Wild camping, that is. And as I'm taking off and as I go on this journey, I want to share it all with you. I want to make sure you don't make the same mistakes as I do, like forgetting your tent poles and having to use a piece of wood. Very good, isn't it? That's quite interesting. Let's have a look down here. Bit of a fungi, eh? Bit of fungi coming out. Because it's raining. You watch tomorrow, that won't be there. Tomorrow, next day, that won't be there. If it wasn't raining, I'd set up my camera. I'd set up my camera on a time lapse, and you'd be able to see it coming and going. Anyway, I'm going to stop waffling on. I'm probably boring you. I'll check back in shortly. Yeah, I'll check back in shortly. Look, I'm a clever guy, yeah. You probably just saw that. Yeah. Why the fuck am I going to try and burn some wet wood? Later on we'll have a fire and we'll have the dry wood. Simple really, isn't it? It's just a home luxury. Yeah, I don't have to go foraging for wood that's going to be dry and whatnot, because I brought it with me. Just make your life a little bit easier when you go wild camping. I'm going to do a bit of exploring around here. I'm going to go off into the wood, do a bit of exploring, see if I want to find some more fungi. But before I do that, I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea. I'm going to make myself a brew, have some scrambles. I haven't eaten yet today, and yeah, I'll check back in soon. Take care, y'all. Yeah, you're right, guys. I'm now in my underneath my top. Really, I was out in my backyard. Well, kind of protecting myself from the weather from the outside. Obviously, I've got dual camera on, as I wanted to point something out to you. What I want to point out to you is this here. Cool little triple burner, right? This little triple burner I picked up off the old AliExpress. I like it. It's alright. But I did just find something out very interesting. Obviously, I've got that pot there, and it's obviously going over to the butane. And it comes with a butane adapter. That could go onto the gas bottle, or you can do the butane adapter. But when you use this first, second, maybe third time, I come to find that it's got a bit of a mind of its own. Just trying to put my glasses down, got a bit of reflection. It's got a mind of its own. Using it the first few times, make sure you're not underneath the top like I am. I nearly made a big boo-boo and had a fire. I nearly set me a little type alight. The flames were crazy. The flames were absolutely crazy. It's a triple burner, AliExpress special. It's alright, but it's not the safest of things to be using after a tarp. After a tarp? Under a tarp. It's starting to get a bit darker outside now. I think I've got a heavy downpour coming. I think it's just wet. It's cold, it's wet. But I've got myself a bit of scran on the go. That's a burrito filling. Who knew? It's quite interesting. As a pan around here, I've obviously got my burger and everything as close to me as possible. I've just got my glasses, obviously. Got me cup down there. Over there, just hanging on, just on the outside, but still under the top is my waterproof jacket. I've only hung it up there, mate, because it's wet. It's out of the way. I don't need it at the moment. What I prefer to do is warm up with a bit of hot food in me. Have a brew. I'm probably going to have a coffee, and then I've got until 3-4 o'clock where I'm going to make things a little bit more secure for when a storm hits, because I know, looking at the weather system on Windy, other apps available of course, it looks pretty mean. It looks pretty mean. A lot of people have cancelled camping this weekend. A lot of people have cancelled wild camping this weekend purely because this system is coming directly over us. So we'll wait and see. See what happens. But I just realised I'm still on dual screen, so give you something to look at. That's starting to boil already. I literally just put that on. What's that? 3 minutes? 3 minutes ago I put that on and it's starting to boil already, which is good. Happy days. I'm going to get my brew ready. And wish me luck, because yeah, I'm going to check in later and it's probably going to be absolutely lashing it down. So we'll wait and see. Catch you later. All the best. Bye bye. That's better. Turn dual off, and now you've only got my, obviously, the camera facing me. The only noise is the water boiling. The rain has stopped momentarily. Oh, whoopsie. That noise there is that fucking triple burner again. I'm leaving my pot on top to sort itself out. Left my saucepan and my food on top. I wasn't going to take that off because yeah, it started going a bit wild again. I really don't advise anyone to buy one of these AliExpress specials because it is actually quite fucking dangerous. Excuse my French again. Sounds like the wind's picking up again. Yeah, that's nuts. That's absolutely nuts. Yeah, that is really quite dangerous. Really is quite dangerous. I'm glad I turned that off now. I'm now going to make my bro enjoy it. Let my food cool down. It's lovely, isn't it? Just lying around, peaceful, in a wilderness. Yeah, man. I find like my head gets a bit stir crazy sometimes. My headspace is full of so much information and just never shuts down. It's consistently turning and churning and churning and turning, and all of these different thought processes all at the same time. But here I'm just listening to myself, and I feel at at peace with myself. I haven't got that anxiety, that social anxiety of being out in the city, or being and walking around the towns, or being out and about driving my car. I drive a pretty fast car, right? And when I'm on a motorway or when I'm driving around, I'm anxious. I feel really anxious that the next person is going to be overtaking me. And I don't know why it is. I don't know why that is. But it's just one of those things, just one little thing which really does bug me. There's quite a few things that really annoy me about myself. The anxiety, the PTSD, the depression. But when I'm here, when I'm setting up, like this is what, I think my 8th wild camp, if that. And every time I come to the woodland, I set up that tarp, I just get that sense of feeling that I'll be okay. All will be okay. All of that zooming in my head, all of that conversation in my head, all of that which goes on upstairs seems to slow right down. It's good. I suppose for me, wild camping is my therapy. And if you too, as my channel is called, APAD, ADHD, PTSD, anxiety, depression, if you got even just one of them, then give it a go. There's nothing stopping you, apart from this. It took me a lot to get out. It took me a hell of a lot to get out and about, but I'm doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm going to continue to do it because I see the improvement it makes for me. I see the improvement it makes for me, and every time I go back home and I'm sitting there with a family, I think to myself, you know what? I'm glad I had last weekend out. Because here I am now with a clear mind of what I need to do and how I need to go about to benefit my family. I'll be back. I can hear some footsteps. Take care, y'all. Literally, just a quick one. I'm well happy. Well, I just fair. Who would have thought that, you know, you get cola bottles in the ration bags. Yeah, I've got some ration bags. Cola bottles, yeah, I'm going to smash these now. British Army, right, ration packs have gone from strength to strength. Not everyone's going to agree with me, yeah, I know. But I just smashed a burrito filling, and that was absolutely insane. That was so good. A little bit of spice, beautiful. But yeah, I'm going to enjoy my sweets, and I'm going to catch up with you all later on. I'm going to give it a couple of hours. I've got a bit of admin I need to sort out, and yeah, just sort a few things out. Why not? Yeah, I'm off to enjoy my cola bottles. Don't I look a picture, eh? Starting to feel a bit cold. Let me put that down a little bit. Bit better. While I chat to you guys. Look like a right idiot, don't I? Oh well, keeping myself warm. Due to the hike into here, again I'm getting reflection off the glasses. One day I'll remember not to wear my glasses as I'm FaceTiming. The hike into here was quite arduous. It was quite hard, and felt like a bit of a sweat. So I thought to myself that I need to keep myself warm, so I did earlier on. I had a bit of warm food and I had a brew, and yeah, I'm about to have myself another brew now. I'm proper cocooned in here. I now brought my jacket on the inside, and I've closed both ends of the top up. So now I'm literally just gonna sit here, have myself another cup of tea. Earlier on I had a coffee, then I smashed those cola bottles. They went down really well. Just a little bit of, you know, what do you call it, morale, as to say. But yeah, it's cool, man. It's really, really cool. So peaceful, so tranquil. I feel the heat coming off my kettle. Just make sure my legs aren't on fire. No, mate, that'll be something next I'll be doing, eh? Set myself on fire. Let's not do that. It's not cool. Yeah. It is a really cool out here. Nice little wild camping spot. I'm sure that there were no widow makers around that could potentially fall on my basher while I'm here for the next however long I'm here. I'm just chilling out. Just chilling out. But with that walk being quite hard, I built up a bit of a sweat, so I do feel like my base layers are a little bit sweaty, and I do believe that is why I'm feeling a bit of a cold, a bit of a chill. But if you go out on a first camp, second camp, third camp, whatever it is, and you get to a spot, you set it up, you set up your basher, you set up your tent, whatever you're in, just change those base layers. Make sure you've got a spare set of base layers, because as soon as you build up that sweat and that sticks in your clothes, you're going to feel that chill. As soon as you stop, you're going to feel that chill. Instead of having to make lots of hot brews and hot meals like I'm doing, simply change that t-shirt. Change that t-shirt into a nice dry t-shirt, because that way you'll reap the benefits of the warmth rather than feeling that chill that continues to happen. Right, my kettle's starting to boil, so I'm going to make me a cup of tea. I'm just going to sit here and relax a little bit more. Take care.